Okay, so today we're going to talk about this Unit 1 test review. The answers are already posted online, the whole thing's filled in. So there's just a couple things that I want to talk about on this. First off, on this domain, remember domain always goes left to right. So make sure the numbers are in order. The other thing is domain is always X. So if you're doing this one multiple choice and you see answer choices for domain that are Y, cross them out. They're not correct. If you see answer choices for range along the same lines, if the answers for range don't have Y, they are wrong because range is always Y, domain is always X. And this one, it never stops going left or right. So X is all real numbers, okay? The range on this one though, we do have a lower limit of -4. That goes on the left-hand side, it touches it, it's less than or equal to. I've had a lot of people say, well, I can see points. That doesn't make it discrete, so don't start listing those points. On number 2, if it passes the vertical line test, it's a function, but be careful. This one has a point right here, so it won't pass because of that. This one won't pass because 2 places, and this one won't pass because it repeatedly has vertical lines. This one's going to be the function. Don't worry too much about Y as a function of X. That just means, is it a function? Domain and range again, left to right, X is the domain, Y is the range. On this one with the basketball team, you can't have a partial member of a basketball team. Even if somebody's handicapped, they're not 0.75 of a person. We don't have those partial values, so this is discrete. My input is going to be this one here, the number of shoes that I buy, because the cost depends on it. And the domain, because it's discrete, is a list of my possible values, the players on the team. It says we have between 10 and 15, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Expect a similar problem on the test. Number 5, the first mistake. They're distributing here. We have a negative times a negative, it's a positive. A negative times a positive, it's a negative. So step 1 is okay. The next one's distributing this. A negative times a negative should be a positive. So step 2 is where that first mistake starts showing up. On number 6, this is discrete again. So the domain is going to be a list of those X values in order, 52, 72, 86, 105. And then the range is going to be again a list in order, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was trips. You can't take half a trip. You either went or you didn't go. Okay? Moving on, which relationship is not a function? If our x's repeat, it's not a function. It's okay on this one that our y's repeat. That doesn't bother anything. It's the x's that can't repeat. This one doesn't pass the vertical line test. The 0 is the same thing. Remember, roots, zeros, solutions, x-intercepts. It's right here. It's a -2 for the 0. If 7 is an element of the domain is x. Put 7 in for x. 4 times 7 minus 8 over 5. Type it into the calculator, you should get the right answer. The value of M9, this is an input again. So 9 squared minus 5 times 3 plus 22. This would be 81 minus 5. That's 76 times 3. This is going to be a really big number. Just type it in the calculator, get the correct answer. On number 11, it's missing the grid. It's discrete, so it's going to be a list. Remember, you have the braces. Go for it like that. This one, again, it should be in the Google Classroom. Given that this, what is the value of g of -4? Again, don't lose your signs. This is -2 times 3 minus a -4. Don't forget it has to be minus a -4. Type it in the calculator, it'll get it. Simplify means we're putting together like terms. Don't forget to treat this as a -1 and distribute. On the back side, domain and range. Domain is x, range is y. My x-intercept is where I cross the x-axis. It's 2.5. My y-intercept is where I cross the y-axis, -1. Which one is a function? We can't repeat the x's. This one doesn't repeat the x's. Simplify, again, distribute. When you get a negative times a negative, it's a positive. There's going to be a fraction here. Which table represents a function? We can't repeat the x. So you look for the one that doesn't repeat the x. It's going to be here. And then which one's a function with all real numbers greater than or equal to 0? That's above 0. The range is the y, so this one's going up from 0. If you have questions, make sure you're checking in at tutorials. Make sure you check the completed one on the Google Classroom. Good luck on your test.